All right, back on Morning Line, our final segment with our guests, the Ann Chapman Holiday Lights Contest. Charlie Woodward with us, Chris Lawson here as well. He's the champ this year, won it all, his home spectacular. When you pulled up to this home to do the segment, as you do with all these, such a great job, Charlie, you really do. Did you go, wow?
Oh, of course.
You do that with all of them, don't you?
Yeah, this display is really, really cool.
Is it really? I mean, it's just, what is it that jumps out at you? You've seen so many over the years, and I know so many of them are unique. What grabbed you about this one?
It looks just like an ice castle.
Okay.
And the thing is that it's a brick home, and so the home is transformed with the lights, and that's the cool thing about it to me.
Okay, and again, you're thinking going into this one, how was this exhibit different than, say, the one you did last year, or is it just building on that?
Last year was close to the same. We just expanded, added more lights this year. The years before, it was totally different, and that's really where we came up with the idea for the ice castle. I wanted to do something that was different.
You wanted to be an ice castle, and you didn't do that the first 2 years.
No.
Last year, but this one, ice castle.
Yes.
And the goal to achieving that was just getting, as you said, the cold white lights, right?
Yes, that was the lights, and we also made towers, which you'll see on the video.
All right, that's cool. So you actually added towers. They come down when you're done with all this.
Yes,
These are not actual turrets on your house.
No, they're not.
All right, here it is. This is the grand champion for this year's Holiday Lights competition. By the way, where do they live?
1523 Monticello in Madison.
In Madison.
Madison.
They're in Madison. It's
Right
the
there.
Lawson family, and they're very proud of this house. Let's have a look.
We're continuing the theme here with the ice castle. Just trying to expand on it a little bit more this year. My wife, bought some more stuff. So I got to put it out.
Yeah, right.
She buys it and I put it out.
That's true. I did buy it, a lot of it.
It's all my fault, but she helps me.
Most of the white lights that are out here, I bought.
I know we put another 10,000 lights out this year.
He sent me on an adventure to look for Christmas lights, and I found a lot.
I didn't count them again this year.
Right after Christmas, on sale, of course.
I just said we're over 50,000. We added more lights to the
The
arches,
snowflakes.
more lights to the trees.
And I think maybe blue, some of the blue. But he did everything else.
We've have a new igloo made out of milk jugs.
Yeah, it's been a team effort, friends and family.
We had to get it out here in the yard and light it up. It's milk jugs glued handle to handle. I always wanted an igloo outside in the Christmas display.
Careful how you raise your son.
And I started collecting milk jugs.
He takes the ball and runs with it.
That's when she called her mom, and they started collecting milk jugs.
We just said he needs them, okay?
I think her grandma also collects, my mom, my aunt. Put some Christmas lights in there, that's going to look good.
My problem is, where is he going to put it all when it's all over?
There could be a possibility that the igloo multiplies.
For the other 11 months out of the year.
Baby igloo and daddy igloo. We'll have to see. The family's got to drink a lot of milk.
It was a normal amount of lights when we started dating.
There's the tower. I started wrapping them just straight up and down like we wrapped the house. They didn't really stand out.
Each year he adds a little more.
I got a few dark areas in the yard, so we need to bring some light to those areas.
Who knows where we'll be in another 10 years.
The Griswold name probably comes up many times. They're like, well, now we know where he lives now. He's right here.
Wow. Wow, wow, you're right. That well deserved. Those others were fantastic. That one, you went above and beyond. How did you come up with the igloo idea? I mean, using
That's a good story.
milk gallons?
We saw it on YouTube. There's little kids did it as a reading thing at school, and they all pitched in, gathered a bunch of milk jugs, and built one. So it was like the reading corner. And so once we saw that, I was like, you know what? If you stuck some Christmas lights in it, I bet that would look good outside.
Brilliant. See, I love that. He came up with that on his own kind, but I think that's cool.
Now, but you got to tell him the rest of the story about where did you put the thing together at?
Well, it got cold before I could build it, so I had to build it in the living room.
His wife loved that, right?
Yeah. It was in there for about a week.
And some of those milk cartons had some little leftover sour milk in the bottom that fell on the carpet. Your wife was furious.
Rinse it all out. Rinse
it all out. Yeah, you didn't have to drink all that milk. They said people gave it to you, but you ran out of milk jugs after a while. Then,
we
right?
did. I'm still collecting milk jugs.
Okay.
And so the whole family's giving them to me.
Yeah.
Both sides, aunts, uncles, friends.
Oh yeah.
And I just come home and there'll be a trash bag on my back door.
Very cool. Now, and the cast,
he had to take it apart to get it out of the living room.
It's in two pieces. It comes
Okay,
in
all right.
pieces.
What are they connected with? You said stapled? Are they stapled?
It's hot glued. It's
Hot glued, you said. Hot
together.
glued, okay. And man, the turrets too. I mean, he actually built these turrets. And that one shot you had Charlie down looking at, it is an ice castle. It's awesome.
That's what we're going for. So,
Yeah.
So
we
what
Were
are
those
Tell
tomato
them-
cages? Were those tomato
There
cages?
you
They
go.
are. They, like tomato cages you buy at a store.
Yeah, some
usually
are bigger than others.
Yeah,
but
and my dad and my uncle, their tomato plants always grew too big, so they got the wire that they put down in concrete, like chicken wire, and they made their own cylinder cages.
Yeah.
And I was up in my uncle's house, and my dad, I was like, can I borrow those? And then they just kind of stayed in my
which
house.
ones borrowed the ones they didn't use anymore?
Well, yeah,
Or
they're not doing any more tomatoes because
okay.
I bought them all from them.
That is great. And again, you started building that in early November, right?
The towers, the wire frames, they stay together all year round
Okay,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, we started putting everything together in November.
Okay. And finally, what day would you say it was ready to turn it on and go?
Well, I had to have it on by the Monday.
Was there the deadline for the
Yeah,
competition?
Monday after Thanksgiving.
The Monday after.
That's when they come
I
judge.
wonder too. Is there that Griswold moment too when you finally get it all done, or maybe as you go, or you check him. Finally, it's all done. You say, "Honey, come on, get the kids. Let's stand outside. Bring the neighbors over. Here we go." And you're like, please go on. I mean, there has to be that moment when it goes on for the first time.
Yes. When I put all the timers out, it is that moment to make sure it all comes on at the same time. I usually only light up the area that I'm working at until that
Okay.
point, so everybody's not like, look at that Lawson boy, there he is, lights already in November.
Yeah.
So.
What are the timers for? Is this to just
So my wife doesn't have to turn it on, turn
on
off
and off?
when I'm
So
gone.
it's set. Okay. So
Yeah.
it goes on typically as it gets to dark at
Yeah,
night,
right at
and then off
dusk, and it'll stay on to at least 11 usually.
until about 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, usually this week I'll let it run longer. Because some people like they drink a little eggnog and they're out late at night. So
Yeah, and
we'll
they
put it
come
on. We'll
by
run it
and
till
look-
midnight. Hey, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Let's run it 24 hours.
And again, you're going to leave it up till when now? It's,
I run it till New Year's Eve at least. Some people don't like to have their lights on into the first of the year. I don't care.
Yeah,
Let's
here's
just-
some
let's
more of
just
the.
do it.
And how long does it take to break it all down? And I'm sure you've got to be organized. You wrap them
Yes.
all up, because that makes it way easier for you next year.
Yes, it takes a few days to wrap it all up. Big help I have is I have large reels that cable comes on, and I put those on a little workmate, and I can roll probably 6,000-7,000 lights up on that one reel, all end to end.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, and
And
then
it goes
that
right
way, you store it just in.
Yeah, I have a was a garden, was for the mower. It's a shed in the backyard, a little mini
Charlie
barn.
I can tell Charlie just loves the part about how all this storage drives your wife crazy. So she was very nice. She's like, she buys the lights and he puts them up, right? What was that? What?
Well, I always like to find out, when you guys first met, did you know that he was a nut?
Did you have any other hobby that came close to this? Were you I know I already asked you if you decorated other times of the year, but I mean, anything else that led you? What do you do for a living?
I work for the railroad.
Okay,
I'm an engineer.
CSX?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well you're not putting up lights there.
No, nothing like there at all.
So I was just wondering how you came to that, because you've got the creativity.
She
and,
tells us, she'll say, if it looked like this when I first met him, I probably would have moved on.
See, what she doesn't tell you is her parents, they go big too. Her mom, they have a whole yard full
really?
of inflatables in Gallatin. So when I first met her, that first year when I walked up, hey, I know it's in the genes.
Yes.
If she's got it, she's got it too.
Oh,
she
come
just
on.
don't want to admit it.
I was going to say,
She don't wanna admit
she
it.
loves it, because her parents do it, and she sees you doing it, and she's like, what do her folks think? Now, you said,
they
I guess
love
they
it.
helped you. But
Yes.
they came out and checked it out.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they helped you put it up, right?
Yeah, they did. Her brother helped me. He helped me a lot. He was out there every day. He was out there last year. Last year was a hard year for him, because last year when we put it up, it was raining.
Yeah.
And we was out there in the rain. But,
yeah.
I couldn't get it done without the family. My dad helping, brother-in-law, and her little brother.
I think all of these are team efforts, of course. I don't know anyone that does it just by themselves. Now, because you're the winner this year, you cannot enter and compete next year.
No.
But certainly you're going to continue doing this, I assume.
It'll still be up.
I'm just curious, and you should enjoy your moment, obviously, through the holidays, but are you already thinking to next year in any way? I mean,
yes.
are you really?
Yes.
Now, I mean, I don't know how you top the ice castle, or maybe that maintains and you buy more to go with it. Don't give it away, I guess, but
Well,
I mean, is it
you
going to
know.
be a change, or what do you think?
I think we'll probably stay with the ice castle. We may add a few things, like on the little interview. We didn't get to the actual size igloo that was on the YouTube video the kids made, so we may make a bigger one than the one we have this year. But the guys at work are hounding me because I don't have a train out there.
Right.
I work for the railroad and I don't have a train, so. Well, maybe we should have train tracks all the way through the yard or something.
Could you do that?
Well, you know, we have to figure something
How
out.
cool would that be? I mean, sometimes a Christmas train, you can see something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, when you turned it on for the first time and you did look at it all at once, were there any things you thought, okay, I need to go fill that gap?
Yes.
Or, okay, so that gives you, and then till you get it just perfect. As it stands now, again, people can pull up. There's places there where you can stop in front of you.
Yes.
Well, you said you live across the street from an elementary school.
Yes,
What school?
Gateway Elementary.
So right across from that, and
Yeah,
again, you're in
they can sit
Madison.
in that parking lot.
So you can go over there and say, is there any music to that, or I don't know?
No music as of yet.
Okay, that may
but-
be something down the road,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I probably should step up and do some of that.
Charlie, you were saying that there are some people that actually now do, and you don't do this yet, but the computer with the lights,
Sure.
that they arrange it to have the lights off 70% of the time.
Right.
Because they're flashing, which is more of a cost savings as well.
Sure. And if you're on LED, you don't have to worry about the lights getting really hot and cold at the same time. And, you know, with older bulbs, if you had them turning on and off, you'd blow bulbs.
Sure.
Because of the heat and the cold.
Yeah, I can do
but
that.
with these LEDs, they just on and off. And, yeah, you can program it so half your display at least is off
Yeah.
most of the time.
Okay.
And
all right.
still look kind of cool. I
And
mean,
this frigid weather has no bearing on. In fact, it's great for the ice castle. But I mean,
That's right.
I mean, it doesn't affect lights these days. Again, I said in the rain, you could, I guess, turn it on, but it's no fun sitting there in the rain and sometimes watching. I remember a few Christmases ago, it was like that. I hope it's just great this time. I'm going to be going out there. We're going to be driving this
come on
weekend
out.
and all that. Listen, man, really, congratulations.
Thank you.
Spectacular, Charlie. Great. You know, with all the years you've been doing this, of course, you don't live in Davidson County, do you? You need to enter. Do you do anything at your house? You've seen ideas. Do you do anything? Will Rain let you?
Rain will, we decorate pretty much inside the house.
Okay, you have fallen through a roof once, and I know that.
I know, inside the house.
Charlie, great job. Fantastic. So this is one of my favorite shows of the year. He's so great. And
He is,
congratulations to you. Great. Merry Christmas.
Well, just call me. I'll
Merry
come down
Christmas.
to your house.
There you go.
We'll see you out at your house, all right? Okay? Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll take a break. I'll be back with a programming note about one more really cool holiday show tomorrow. Stay with us. Thanks again, you guys.